Today, on Florida's Sportsman Best Boat, are you in search of a center console designed for offshore fishing and family comfort? If so, we'll be taking a look at the Sailfish 241cc, a center console boat with an overall length of 23 feet 6 inches, a beam of 8 feet 6 inches, and max horsepower rating of 300. Standout features on the Sailfish 241cc. An integrated transom provides an excellent area to fight and land a fish, while also allowing swimmers to enter and exit the water with ease. When taking a large crew offshore fishing, having 360 degrees of fishability ensures that no lines get tangled, which allows anglers to stay focused on the next big bite. Whether you're running offshore with the boys or just going for a cruise with the family, comfortable bow seating creates a great place for everyone to relax while also providing large storage space below. Looking for the perfect all-around family boat with the fishing features that Dad requires? If so, we'll be looking at the Cobia 280DC, a dual console with an overall length of 27 feet 7 inches, a beam of 9 feet 8 inches, and max horsepower rating of 500. Standout features on the Cobia 280DC. A versatile cockpit, fully loaded with 3 fold-down benches, a removable table, and a transom live well, provides a seamless transition between relaxation and adventure, wherever your plans may take you. A large head with a sink and shower will make overnight trips a breeze, especially when the whole family is involved. When spending the day at the sandbar, a bow-mounted boarding ladder will ensure that everyone is able to get on and off the boat without going for a swim. Want to run offshore really fast and look good while you do it? If so, we'll be taking a look at the Glasstream 36 Pro-XS Raptor, a center console with an overall length of 36 feet, a beam of 10 feet, and a max horsepower rating of 1200. Standout features on the Glasstream 36 Pro-XS Raptor. A high-speed hull design featuring a deep V entry and stepped running surface makes for smooth, long-distance runs at very high speeds while handling offshore conditions with ease. Comfortable bow seating equipped with electronic backrests and handrails provide a safe place to lounge when running to the destination and doubles as a raised casting platform when the bite gets hot. When running at speeds upwards of 80 miles an hour with over 1,000 horsepower strapped to the transom, the racing-inspired helm seats will ensure you are both comfortable and secure whether you're sitting or standing. Join our hosts George Labonte and Rick Riles as they conduct walkthroughs and review key features, all to help you decide if this is the best boat for you.
Welcome to another edition of Florida Sportsman Best Boat. I'm Captain Rick Riles.
And I'm George Labonte, boating editor for Florida Sportsman Magazine. Rick, we bring a lot of variety this season, and this week is no exception. We're going to start out this week looking at the Sailfish 240cc. Next, we're going to look at Cobia's 280DC dual console offering. And last but not least, the Glasstream 360 Pro-XS.
George, there's some days as a fisherman, you just can't wait to get on the water. Today's one of those. I remember when a 24-foot center console was the queen of the fleet. We thought that was as big as they'd ever built a center console. I can't wait to get on the Sailfish 240.
And it's seaworthy enough. I mean, 24-foot was seaworthy enough back then, and it still is today. Now, how about this Cobia 280 dual console? This is a pretty good size dual console. This is a family boat. We've talked about it. Dual consoles offer a lot of options, whether it's water sports, hanging out at the sandbar, or fishing. This is a bigger version of some of the ones we've seen, and this boat's got plenty of room for the entire family.
That is, George. I gotta tell you, I'm almost becoming a convert to those dual consoles. They got a lot of advantages. But if you want to get offshore, you want to get there in a hurry, you want to look great doing it, how about that Glasstream 360?
Looks like a race boat, set up like a fishing boat. I know the thing goes close to 90 miles an hour. Really looking forward to seeing that. Hey, we got a lot of ground to cover. Let's get down to business.
When we come back, host George Labonte and Rick Riles take a closer look at a boat designed for offshore fishing with the entire family, the Sailfish 241cc. This segment brought to you by Suzuki Marine, the ultimate 4-stroke outboard. Welcome back to Florida Sportsman Best Boat. Join our hosts George Labonte and Rick Riles as they take a closer look at the Sailfish 241cc. Representing the 20 to 26 foot class in the center console category, the Sailfish 241cc has an overall length of 23 feet 6 inches, a beam of 8 feet 6 inches, and a max horsepower rating of 300. Designed to run hard and handle most offshore conditions with ease, she has a draft of 18 inches, a dead rise of 22 degrees, a dry weight of 5,000 pounds, and a fuel capacity of 108 gallons. Now, let's hear more from our hosts, George Labonte and Rick Riles.
Hey, George.
Hey, Rick.
You remember the first time you were offshore and you saw a 24-foot center console boat?
Back when 24-foot center consoles were a big center console?
Oh, that was a monster center console. You kidding me?
A 24-foot boat, as long as I've been on this planet, has been all the boat you need to get you offshore fishing. Nothing about that has changed. This boat is a serious offshore fishing boat. It's really cool. We need to take a look at it.
Yeah, the Sailfish 241 is built like those early boats were once they grew up. I mean, those early 24-footers, a motor, a console, a bimini, that's about it.
Coolers on the deck, buckets flying around everywhere. Yeah, no, a lot's changed here, and there's a lot of really cool innovations. This boat's got a bunch of them. Let's take a look around. Everything is built into the boat now, not sitting on top of the boat, not barrels on the deck and coolers on the deck. You've got this transom laid out like this. You've got a 30-gallon live well oval built into the transom. Storage or rod holders are something they're using every part of the boat.
Sure, you've even got a telescopic ski bit that you can pull somebody behind.
You know another thing, Rick, too? This integrated transom back here. I mean, you've got a platform to stand on back here. You got a door to pass through. You can walk out on there. If you want to go swimming, it's got an integrated boarding ladder. You can get in and out of the boat. But if you have to get a fish out there around the motors and stuff, it's easy to walk around. You know, some other things that we didn't have when they first invented the center console, Rick. Look at this top. Look at this tackle station, leaning post, all this stuff. There's a lot going on right here. Let's have a look at this. Rick, let's have a look up here. Starting right here. What do you like about this seat?
I'm going to go out on a limb and guess you like dual footrests.
You're 100% right. This boat's got independent footrests, which I love. We never had seats this comfortable when they first started building these boats. This is really cool. You've got rod holders, storage underneath it. Now inside the console, Rick, you've got a lot of room in there. You've got an electric head in there if you want to. How good is that for your wife, daughter?
That helps bring the boat home. You understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
That helps close the deal for you.
A hard top is great. I mean, this is going to give you a lot of shade, places to put the rod holders. What I really love about this one, they've integrated the framework for the top into the console. They're using this D-tubing. It fits tight right within the profile of the console. Really opens up the space walking to and from the bow. A lot of room to fish around. It's really, really smart.
Literally makes the boat bigger.
It definitely
because you have
does.
more usable space inside.
Absolutely.
George, nobody going fishing without a cell phone anymore. I love the compartment that they've got up there that you can lock and it seals. It's never going to get wet inside.
Yeah, there's a nifty place to put a cell phone right here, and your charging station is in the dash right up in here too. It's just thought out really well.
George, let's go up front to show the very reason why center consoles were invented in the first place, because you can fish 360 degrees. George, we learned a long time ago how easy it was to fight a fish from up here.
Absolutely, Rick. I mean, this is a 360 fishability boat for sure. This seating, you've got 220 quart fish boxes up here that are built underneath the seating. A smart use of the space here. Really nice place to sit around, but you can certainly fish all around this boat without a problem.
Tell me how you like these backrests.
Makes you a nice little armrest right there if you're sitting here, or a backrest.
There's a whole lot more going on up here than just fishing those.
Look at the seating on this boat. This boat is rigged up to take a bunch of people out for a ride on.
Set a table in there and you've got a great place for a picnic. You know what you never saw on center consoles 30 years ago was family.
Lots of wives and daughters weren't fishing. Nowadays, a whole different story. You've got to spend some time cruising. This boat is set up for people to really sit around and be comfortable on.
George, I think it's a family boat, but I think it's a family boat for a family that loves to fish.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's where its heritage is.
For sure it is. You know what? When you break it down, this boat, a 24-foot boat, single power, you're going to get over 3 miles a gallon with a 200 horsepower motor pushing this boat at 25, 30 miles an hour. Great numbers, economical to run.
So the Sailfish 241, an excellent offshore boat that you bring the family in. It's a serious contender in this size category.
You're not kidding.
When we return, hosts George Labonte and Rick Riles check out a family-centered boat designed with one thing in mind: some fun in the sun. The Cobia 280 DC. This segment brought to you by Evinrude, the outboards that are changing everything.
The future of boating is here. Now get all the efficient performance of an Evinrude E-Tech G2 in the new 150, 175, and 200 horsepower.
Fuel economy is everything.
I was really shocked how fuel efficient it is.
Anywhere from 40 to 50 miles further on a tank of fuel.
All day on the water. I told my wife, I said, you know, I can't think of the last time I filled up.
It's more money in the bank for me.
The best-in-class fuel economy of the Evinrude E-Tech G2 is now available from 150 to 300 horsepower. To learn more, visit evinrude.com.
Welcome back to Florida Sportsman Best Boat. Join us as we meet with C.A. Richardson, host of Flats Class TV, to discuss the benefits of the Evinrude iDock system in this week's Power segment.
As a licensed charter captain, nothing can be more challenging than docking a boat. The iDock system allows users to easily maneuver their boat for simple docking procedures, even in the toughest conditions. The new iDock system is not only intuitive, it's fully integrated, and it's set at a price point that all boaters can afford. The beauty of this system is the fact that it's simple, easy to use, and guarantees you'll get the most out of your boating experiences.
Now, let's check out the Cobia 280 DC. Representing the dual console category, the Cobia 280 DC has an overall length of 27 feet 7 inches, a beam of 9 feet 8 inches, and a max horsepower rating of 500. Built with family comfort and entertainment in mind, she has a draft of 23 inches, a dead rise of 21 degrees, a dry weight of 5,680 pounds, and a fuel capacity of 172 gallons. Now, let's hear more from our hosts, George Labonte and Rick Riles.
George, we're here on the Cobia 280 dual console, and I guess every boat starts out with an idea, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
You and I have spent most of our lives fishing, and we gravitate toward boats that are hardcore fishing boats, get us on the water. But you and I don't have big families at home that want to be on the water.
Yeah, if you think about it, I mean, a large segment of the boating population are not fishermen. I mean, some people like to fish a little bit maybe, but there's people that want to go for a cruise. There's people that want to go do a little dive-in, go to the sandbar.
This is a boat to boat on. Now, don't get me wrong. You can fish off of this boat.
Rick, this dual console configuration has got a lot going for it. If you've got a big family or if you've got a bunch of friends that like to go boating, this boat is really going to appeal to you. Let's take a look around.
George, you have to be impressed with the versatility above everything else on this boat. All right, stand right here. Here's you and I fishing, whatever. We can come right over. And keep in mind, you can do this anywhere on the boat, and you've got a comfortable lounge. You got another one here. You got another one over there.
Yeah, think about it, Rick. You know, how many people can sit right here? You're looking at 6, 7 people right here in the back. You can put a table right there and set up and sit around the table back here. But if you're going to do any kind of water sports fishing type of stuff, all this goes down really quick, and you've got access to the back if you want to dive off the back of the boat. You got a freshwater shower in the head there up forward. You get rinsed off, and then you've got someplace to lounge around back here, and you can flip that grill up and put some lobster tails on the grill while you're still out on the water.
You're exactly right. You can do just about everything you can do in an RV on this boat.
Okay, beyond the seating, and there are fishing features here. There's rod holders all around here. There's a live well there if you want to use it. Really, the lounging area and all the socializing, there's plenty of room up there to do it. Let's take a look up forward and see what we got. Okay, Rick, this is where there's a lot going on the boat. Take a look at the seating, take a look at features here, and also I'll point out that it's all underneath the hardtop in the shade.
Take a look at this lounger, would you?
Yeah, think about it, Rick. Put all those seats back up. You've got basically a bed right here. We've got an electric retractable sunshade that covers the cockpit there. You've got beds there. You've got somewhere to lay down, take a nap, or sleep for the night if you wanted to camp on the boat, and sleep right here.
You've got a refrigerator, you've got a stove, you've got a shower, you've got a head. There's nothing you could need to camp that you don't have on this boat.
You've got a grill to cook food on, you've got a fridge right there, you've got a cooler right there underneath that seat. You've got 2 consoles, Rick. Think about the space you've got. Look at the one behind you.
Oh, good gracious. A stand-up shower in there, a sink, a complete marine head. I mean, it is laid out almost like a mini cabin, if you will.
This one you've got a bunch of storage in. It's the same size roughly, but it's dry storage in here, your motherboard, all your controls underneath here.
Hey George, you remember what they used to call this style of boat? Walk-through windshields. Remember that?
That's right.
That's because you close this windshield and your crew's out of the element. But on a nice day, George, you open this window, there's a whole separate lounge up here. Let's go up there and check it out.
Let's do it.
Step up here, George. Let me show you the whole other lounge area. Seating all the way around up here.
Yeah.
A table that goes in the middle.
Yep.
It's like a two-room boat.
No, Rick, seriously, you've got great seating up here and sitting around, but still, if you're back at the sandbar like we are today, you've got a boarding ladder right here that sets up, that stows into the box up here. This boarding ladder will get you off the front of the boat to the sandbar.
You'd be surprised. You get up around my age and you're thankful for stuff like that.
The ladder stows in here, put it away. There's also a stainless steel anchor on this boat on a windlass. How easy is that?
That makes it a whole lot easier when it comes time to pull it back up, much less drop it.
Plenty of room to fish up in here. I mean, you know, easily you could fish a guy or two up here throwing jigs like we did today.
If I had to come up with one word to describe this boat, it'd be versatile.
Absolutely.
George, if you think in terms of the whole family, you're not looking for a boat just for yourself now. You're thinking about the whole family, the Cobia 280 DC might be the best boat for you.
When we return, host George Labonte and Rick Riles step aboard a boat designed for comfortable, high-speed performance in blue water, the Glasstream 36 Pro-XS Raptor. This segment brought to you by Yamaha. Reliability starts here.
Yamaha's next generation V6 4-strokes are changing the game.
Mid-range power was awesome. Fuel, the burn, it's unbelievable.
Couldn't believe the speed and the fuel economy is pretty impressive.
I mean, I couldn't believe the power. It was like it was more like doing a quarter mile on a drag strip.
And them things are like, it's a whole nother game. So I made the switch.
Experience the difference for yourself during the Yamaha Discover V6 Offshore Demo Tour. See why we call it the Game Changer.
Welcome back to Florida Sportsman Best Boat. Join our hosts Rick Riles and George Labonte as they check out the Glasstream 36 Pro-XS Raptor. Representing the 31 to 53 foot class in the center console category, the Glasstream 36 Pro-XS Raptor has an overall length of 36 feet, a beam of 10 feet, and a max horsepower rating of 1200. Designed to blend speed, luxury, and offshore fishability, she has a draft of 20 inches, a dead rise of 24 degrees, a dry weight of 8,800 pounds, and a fuel capacity of 250 gallons. Now, let's hear more from our hosts, George Labonte and Rick Riles.
George, this is our second year doing Glasstreams. We're here today on the Glasstream 360 Raptor. They've all got three things in common. They look like they're going fast, they go really fast, and they are a ton of fun to drive.
Absolutely. This is a really racy looking boat. Rick, you know, the heritage of this company, I mean, it is really in racing boats.
The man that signed this boat, A.L. Kirkland, is the man that brought step tolls into the everyday fishing boat market.
They've been building steps on these boats for a long time. It's not a fad for them. This is part of their lineage, okay? And the steps on this boat are part of the reason why the thing goes 90 miles an hour. This is an A.L. Kirkland Signature Series boat. Glasstream opened up the vault and brought back the flake, and I'm loving it.
I'm loving it too, George, and it speaks to a certain type of customer.
Rick, there's a bunch of cool features inside this boat. Let's take a look around. Actually, let's start right here.
George, the seating up here, we've seen a lot of seating. How about an electric lounge chair that comes up for you?
Actuator to push that backrest up is pretty sexy. You know, there's seating for a ton of people on this boat, but it's still a wide open boat. Look at how open this bow is.
And I've always loved these bow rails. Never was a big fan of the high bow rails. They're recessed all the way in.
Listen, if you're sitting in one of these seats and you hit those throttles, there's G-forces coming at you. It's something to hold on to. It's nice to have that added security.
George, I love the combing bolster. It's big, it's thick, and having the recessed rod racks, cup holders exactly where they should be. To wrap this bow up, it's not only sexy, it's very, very efficient.
There's a bunch more to look at. Let's take a look back here in the middle of the boat. Rick, before we go back there, I want to show you something here. I can't overlook this. Check out this seat right here. This is like a king chair, okay? What's behind it though is very cool. This console opens up, super easy entry into it. And look at how roomy it is in there. You've got a freshwater head down below. You've got a shower nozzle there on that sink. I mean, that's plenty roomy to get in there.
It's a much better use of space.
You got that right. Let's check out this helm.
George, the first thing that gets me about this console, if you're gonna flirt with 90 miles an hour using 1,200 horsepower, these look like they came straight off an offshore race boat.
They look like they came off the space shuttle to me, Rick. When we got on the boat yesterday, let me tell you something. You know, not only is it comfortable to go 90 miles an hour in, but you get your back settled in there. It really, I mean, there's some security involved here. You get up inside there, you're not going anywhere when you're going fast, but it's not just a backrest. The seat pops up. Once you get that throttle going forward, you're gonna wish you had one of these if you don't. The console is stylish. I mean, it follows the whole racy line of the rest of the boat. A hard top, I mean, there's a lot of shade right here, which we definitely need today. There's a sunroof here, speakers and lights. I mean, all the stuff you want on a boat, but looks cool while you're doing it.
In a very cool package, you're exactly right.
Well, let's show off some of the back of it. Okay, Rick, this one happens to be set up as a cruising boat, but you can set it up however you want. There's a lot of options on the boat. You know, you can change this around. You can have this be a live well right here, or this wet bar, sink, etc. You've got seating right here. That seating comes out, by the way. If you want the seating, you can have it in there, but you can take this out. So there's a lot of different ways to rig the back of this boat.
Yeah, and actually for her beam, George, she's got a lot of cockpit space. She's got the console in the right place, and it leaves you a lot of room back here.
And back to the fishing features on this boat, you know, in addition to that 6.5-foot box up there, you've got 2 saddle boxes on the side here that are plenty big enough to put a bunch of fish in, and that 35-gallon live well in the back. You know, it's definitely set up for fishing. If you're worried about a little fuel economy, you can set this boat up with twin motors and it'll give you 2.4 mile per gallon performance at 40 miles an hour.
George, to put this thing in a nutshell, Glasstreams are fun. They're fun to look at, they're fun to drive, they're fun to own.
For sure, Rick. This 360 Raptor, I mean, if you like a sporty boat and you're looking for a boat this size and you like going fast, this is definitely one to have a look at.
George, I think we took it from tubing to trolling today. I know one thing, running offshore in that Sailfish 240 center console was a blast.
Definitely an able boat for offshore all the way. The 280 DC is a multi-purpose boat.
You've got more room and you've got more storage in a dual console than you do a center console. You can't get away from it. George, what can you say about that Glasstream 360 Pro-XS? You get there in a hurry and it rides good. I was very impressed with the way that boat handled the seas offshore.
Absolutely. You better turn your ball cap around backwards when you're behind the wheel on that one. Hey, listen, if you'd like any more information about any of the boats you've seen today or any boat you see on Florida Sportsman Best Boat, visit floridasportsman.com.
Or we'll see you on next week's edition of Florida Sportsman Best Boat.
When filming for Florida Sportsman Best Boat, the cast and crew docked and dined at Pirates Cove Marina in Stuart, Florida. Family owned and operated, featuring 50 renovated rooms with an outstanding restaurant and a full-service 50-slip marina. Each month, turn to Florida Sportsman for the best in boating and fishing coverage.